Yeah, my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers all over the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and happy Saturday to everyone. I welcome all of you. Everybody, both my onyuku monyenta, nwoke, my wine. Each year and then also to this early morning Saturday broadcast. Today happens to be the 50th day in the month of August or in the year of 2023. I don't want to waste much of our time, but I want to use this opportunity or this medium to let my people know. Either you are watching me as a Nigerian, you are watching me as a Biafran, or you are watching me as Oyibo, you are watching me as an African. Make on know wetin dey happen Tinubu now don dey seek for permission from the so-called Senate. Say make dem give am go ahead order so that he will invade Niger Republic with military. He don dey prepare war for Nigeria. So if you dey for Nigeria, my dear, find where you go hide if possibly leave that country as soon as possible, because this man have none any good intention for whatsoever for that country called Nigeria. Hear me and hear me well. Bola Ahmed Tinubu have not any good intention for Nigeria. We have a lot of problems facing this country. The only thing he feels he can do is to go and be looking for war against Niger Republic, which Russia have been, Russia Wagner have sided the Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, Chad. All these countries have been dominated by military. Have supported Niger. Said if ECOWAS or Nigeria do anything, they will see anyhow. So if they do anyhow, they go see anyhow. Under President Muhammadu Buhari, we have about 3 coups that takes place, which as a military, and know what it takes to be a military, and the general for that matter, he never even think of going to invade any country. But how can MC Olomo, senior brother, where they are for street, knows nothing about military? He want to take military to invade Niger Republic. Nigerians anywhere where they do, even Biafrans, my dear, find where you go hide. Land no level again. Allow this one level, because na Twitter is in final Nigeria Nigeria don't have even money. Nigeria don't even have money to sponsor their own citizens. Only to talk of go to war with Niger. Make on a hear am well. This one a message. Why say make a first give order this morning. So anyway, where they care make it organize. They buy food if you have the money to keep, because Tinubu is going to bring something that Nigerians will regret. I don't talk about who talk on him. No. I rest my case. OHANAEZE and NDI have done it again. They don't come into politics. Each time I remember these people and what they represent in our Biafra land, Igbo land, I shed tears. I shed what? I shed tears. I shake my head. That is how they keep dangling. Anywhere they push them, they will go. Anywhere they push them, they will go. Anyway, let us take the headlines for you to know what you are expecting in this broadcast. Then when we come back, we can be able to illustrate all that is happening, all that have happened. Whether yesterday, today, day before yesterday, where I never bring to honor listenings. To make honor do what? Or to honor hearings. Make honor hear them now from the horse's mouth, which is a Okute Daily Talk. The only broadcaster you can trust that brings you authentic news. Not every time we keep bringing a Biafran news. Let us try something new, so that people will not keep on telling me, why are you always bashing EPA? Okay, now there's no EPA in this news. So if you are watching it, just watch it. You are watching it as what? As a human being. Whether you take it as a Biafran or you take it as a Nigerian, but whichever way it is, or you take it an African, or you take it as a world, because we are living inside the world. What a world. Anyway, so my wonderful people, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share, and also comment, because all the conscious in this news that I want to bring to on our ear most surely tingle, because the headlines, it will even make your jaw drop, or your eye, you will begin to squeeze the drop water. That's all the thing take you. Anyway, my wonderful people, let us go straight to the reason why we're here. Erroneous judgment in presidential tribunal may lead to unrest unless the Igbo faction warns judges. I'm very, very sure that this one is Okechukwu Isiguzoro, that troublemaker. Tensions as Boko Haram terrorists, they don't slaughter 8 fishermen. All happens in Lake Chad region. This one, this one he shocked me. This one now, Deji Adeyanju, he don't pick fight again with this 70-year-old man wey name be Hasare Dokubo abi Hasare Dokumbo. I don't blame you. Tinubu Ahmed Bola in those criminality. Deji Adeyanju Dokubo fight on live program. Well, not true. If this government do not endorse criminality, how can this man still be working state free? Labour Congress declared a protest in Abuja. This Mumu man carry his own militants and the government are watching. The police, nobody, they don't even do anything. Nobody come to disperse them or whatever. He went there to protest. What is he protesting? It is turn by turn. It is turn by turn. Imagine that. In a country that claims to be practicing democracy, in a country that claims that they don't negotiate with bandits, but look at these original bandit militants who have rendered Nigerians and the economy useless. Everybody was clapping for him. But look at what happened there in Kano. People gathered to protest simply because the hardship is too much on them. They come out to protest to air their view on what is happening in the country. Police have to use tear gas and scatter everybody. In the same country that claims that human rights are working. We are watching. Niger, we will fight President Tinubu in court later, according to Reno Omokiri. But for now, let us support him. Reno urges opposition. Support him to invade Niger, right? No problem. We will see how it happens. France don't react to Niger coup leader cutting tie with his military. Okay, France, they don't tell and say, make on a pack on a car, they go. Nobody want to. How can you colonize somebody? And up to how many decades you are still holding that person hostage? Who does that nonsense? You get out of here now. Nonsense. Say your name is Macron, Abi Macron, Abi Macaroni. You people should leave Africans alone. Let them manage their resources by their own self. Nobody calls for your attention. Get out of here, Joe. Festus Akpamu, he don't react to as he's been nominated as a minister. Che, he go finish all the whole people where they finish them for internet, for Twitter. This one na problem. Oh. This one na trouble. Wahala Pro Max. President Tinubu or President Tinubu Ebola Ahmed asked Senate for approval for military intervention in Niger Republic. You are just looking for how you want to take destroy this country, pata pata. Anyway, I think this guy said it. Sowore said it that the presence of Tinubu in Nigeria will make it easy for revolution. But this one I'm not seeing revolution. What I'm seeing is what I'm seeing is demarcation and divided, because anything he does and there's any saying a war, my dear, Nigeria will divide and everybody will go their own. Military action against Niger Republic will be catastrophic. ACF tells Tinubu, you know they hear, they are looking for permission. Okay, let me see what Akpabio will do. Video, the way Peter will be handled President Tinubu, Soludo shows he is an intelligent man. Peter Doche praises the former Anambra State governor. Niger coup leaders withdraw ambassadors to Nigeria and the 3 others. My dear people, we don't have much time to waste. I just want to give this as a quick one so that I go do other things and also come back with another blockbuster news to do what? To encourage and to give my people. So make on do what? Touch on our seatbelt now. We are about to take off. It's going to be fire for fire today. The OHANAEZE social cultural group has issued a warning to the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal judges, emphasizing the importance of avoiding an erroneous ruling. The organization cautioned that Nigerians could face a situation similar to the recent military coup in the Niger Republic if its flawed judgment is passed. OHANAEZE insisted on the judiciary's independence in deciding on the 2023 general elections, which were riddled with allegations of irregularities and non-compliance with electoral laws. I'm even surprised. How can an illegitimate president, according to South Africans and other African countries, claiming to go and fight another illegitimate? You can't fight illegitimate with illegitimate. It doesn't work that way. You said that they do coup in Niger State, while in Nigeria, our own is democratic coup against the people of Nigerians with the help of what they call him, Mahmoud Yakubu, the INEC chairman. That is that which coup is more than that one? I am telling people that said enough is enough, that the suffering is too much on their people, and you want to invade their country. I pity you. You so-called Tinubu, I pity you. If you ever try that, that means, my dear. Anyway, let me reserve my comments. The group's Factional Secretary General, Okechukwu Isiguzoro, raised concerns about the lack of adherence to the electronic transfer of election results from polling units to the central server of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), known as IRF. His concerns were shared in a statement. He said, as Nigerians eagerly await the verdict of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, their expectations are high for an unbiased and uncompromised judgment. Additionally, the interpretation of the constitutional requirement for a presidential candidate to win 25% out of the two-thirds of the states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, is a crucial issue that the judiciary must address in a rightful manner. We emphasize the consequences of an erroneous judgment in the light of recent events such as the Nigerian military coup. The Ampes Igbo Cultural Organization and NDI has cautioned the PEPT judges against making any errors in their verdict. Nigerians understand the gravity of this warning and recognize the potential consequences of an erroneous judgment. The judiciary must consider the broader implications of their decisions, as a flawed verdict could undermine public confidence in the democratic process and lead to social and political unrest. Recent events, such as the military coup in Niger, serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of democracy and the importance of upholding the rule of law. Nigerians have witnessed the disastrous consequences of political instability and the erosions of democratic institutions all happened in Nigeria. The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal must bear these lessons in mind and recognize the pivotal role they play in upholding the integrity of the electoral process and preserving Nigeria's democracy if they will do so. The expectations of Nigerians for the 2023 Presidential Election Petition Tribunal are rooted in the desire for an unbiased and uncompromised verdict, all in Election Petition Tribunal Court. Tensions as Boko Haram terrorists slaughtered 8 fishermen all happened in the Chad region of whether Chad or Nigeria. Anyway, let us see. Boko Haram terrorists have killed 8 fishermen during an attack in northeastern Lake Chad on the Cameroonian border to Nigeria. The insurgents suspected to be from the Bakora Buduma groups attacked the fishermen in the remote area near Kofia Island in Cameroon on August 2, 2023. Nigerians learned that the Boko Haram elements had banned all fishing and farming activities in their supposed territories after several successful airstrikes, which resulted in the killing of several terrorists, including top commanders. The intelligence source told Zagazola Makama, a counter-insurgent expert and a security analyst in the Lake Chad region, that the victims were slaughtered after they were accused of being spies as well as crossing into the supposed concealed territories. The source said that after killing the 8 people, they again kidnapped dozens of fishermen on about 8 boats and demanded a sum of 5 million naira on each board with its occupants. Board or boat, anyway, that one I use abi. According to the source, kidnapping, armed struggling, cattle rustling, and imposition of levies on farmers, herders, and fishermen have been on the increase within the past few weeks in that so-called region. I don't blame you. President Tinubu endorsed criminality, Deji and Deyanju fight in live TV with Asare Dokubo. Human rights activist and political analyst Deji Adeyanju recently clashed with former Niger Delta militant leader Asare Dokubo during a Mic On podcast. Adeyanju accused Dokubo of being more disruptive than the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, during his speak at the Niger Delta militants. Dokubo has been openly critical of Kanu, who is currently in the custody of the Nigerian Security Service, and has called on the federal government not to release him. The conversation escalated on air as Adeyanju and Dokubo traded hated words, signifying a serious disagreement between the two figures. Adeyanju said most of the things Asare Dokubo has accused Nnamdi Kanu of, he did worse Few days ago, he threatened a sitting governor, Sim Fubara of a River State. Of course, Dr. Boss in response said, I threatened who? The activist further stated, all the videos are all over the internet. My problem with people like Asari is that they always forget history, and again, whether you like it or not, Asari said that people with a certificate should be the ones who should be running the economy of the country. While he allowed a truck pusher to conduct medical surgery on him if he goes to public hospital, he can be working for Tinubu all he like, and he is very happy now because Tinubu has invited him into the villa. I don't blame you. It is Tinubu that I blame for openly endorsing criminality. There is nothing wrong in Tinubu's meeting bad boys at night, but making it a government policy is very distasteful, despicable. How can this man sit down in his house and be threatening a sitting governor? What are you saying? What are you saying? Dr. Boy replied, but Adeyanjo did not stop. Okay, Wala no dey finish. In short, Wala don't tie rapper. They wait for Azari Dr. Boy for him to mount. Niger, we will fight President Tinubu in court later, but for now, let's support him. Reno Omokri urges oppositions. Former presidential aide has urged those in the opposition to come together and support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his fight against the unrest in the Niger Republic. And your people is dying of hunger. High cost of living is ravaging the country. You want to go to fight other people's problem. When Nigeria was during the military rule in Nigeria, how many countries come to fight with Nigeria? Or how many ECOWAS countries invaded Nigeria? None. Nigeria fought for it and gained their democracy. So why can't you just respect yourself and allow a sleeping dog to lie? You want to go and cause problem or war for Nigeria? I hope you keep that money for that. If you kill the economy of this country, posterity will never forgive you and the entire generation. I'm talking to you, the so-called president of the Fulani government of Nigeria. Omokri praised the economic community of West African states, ECOWAS, under the leadership of Tinubu for shutting down electricity, enforcing a no-fly zone, and shutting land borders as a way of asserting itself to defend democracy in the embattled country. In your opinion that the coup plotters are already feeling the effect of the stringent measures, adding that it is the reason for the anti-Tinubu protest in Niamey. Speaking further, Omokri argued that if former President Muhammadu Buhari had been as democratically assertive as this, there would still be democratically elected government in Burkina Faso and Mali. Speaking via Instagram, he wrote, no matter what you think of President Tinubu, you must admit that the steps taken by his administration in response to the coup in Niger Republic are thus far commendable. It may not even be Tinubu, it is more likely he's a top-notch national security advisor, but it is not matter. At least he had the good judgment to appoint him. For the first time, ECOWAS asserting itself to defend democracy, and Nigeria is leading that defense. Shutting down power to Niger, establishing and reinforcing a no-fly zone, cutting and shutting land borders is very, very commendable, according to Reno Mokiri. And make no mistake about it, the Nigerian putscherists are fleeing the squeeze. That is why they are sponsoring anti-Tinubu protests in Niamey. That is important, that they are sponsoring anti-Bosum protests. They are sponsoring anti-Tinubu demonstrations because they know it threatens their dictatorial ambitions. That is novel in West Africa. If Buhari have been diplomatically assertive as this, there will still be democratically elected government in Burkina Faso and Mali. Let us see how this thing play out. Every Nigerian citizen, especially our political elite, whether in the ruling party or in the opposition, has to support Tinubu's government for this limited purpose. We will still fight him in court because if this coup is allowed to stand, West Africa will have accepted the domino effect of coups and soldiers in member states. We get the message. Finding excuses for coups is the easiest thing in the world. It is possible to roll back coups. President Obasanjo did it in 2003 in Sao Tome and Principe, a country that is not even a member of ECOWAS, and he did it in a similar mode as Bola Tinubu is carrying is currently doing. Short electric supply, short finances, going in and out, block land borders, and then wait the solidarity celebrations you are seeing are staged. By the time it becomes clear that the junta cannot pay its soldiers, the rank and file of the army will turn against it, and that is when you will see the real response of Nigerians in the coup. Not this choreography you are seeing now, according to Reno Omokri, former presidential aide to Goodluck Jonathan. France reacts to Niger coup, leader cutting tie with its military in Niamey. France has rejected the recent actions of the Niger junta to nullify a bilateral military agreement stating that only the country's legitimate leadership can make such decisions. Following the junta's announcement that it is cancelling military cooperation agreement with Paris, the French Foreign Ministry responded, asserting that the agreements were established with the recognized Nigerian authorities, Nigerian authorities. The Foreign Ministry stated the legal framework of France's defense agreement with Niger is based on accords that were signed with the legitimate Nigerian authorities. Okay, you don't want to cut, eh? Okay, now. The junta severed ties with the several countries, including Nigeria and France, after a delegation from the Economic Community of West African State ECOWAS failed to achieve its peace negotiation objectives. The intention of the delegation was to restore the constitutional order in Niger Republic. On national television, junta representative Amadou Abradamena announced the cancellation of 5 military deals with France dating from 1977 to 2020. Additionally, broadcast from French state-funded news outlets France 24 and RFI were suspended, leading to reproval from the French Foreign Ministry. A decision about the revocation of 5 military deals with France dating between 1977 and 2020 was read out on national television late on Thursday by junta representatives Amadou Abramane. Abramane added that a diplomatic notice will be sent to France to that effect. There was no immediate response from France. Some locals have accused the former colonial ruler of interfering in their affairs so much. Okay, this one is maybe a story for another day. Keyamo reacts to his nomination as a minister. Twitter users on Agosiam, this man he will come back to life. The immediate past minister of for states or of state for labor and employment, Jesus Akpamo, had reacted to his nomination as a minister. After much. Nigerian News earlier reported that President Tinubu Ahmed included Keyamo in a fresh list of ministerial nominees sent to the Senate. Is it a fresh? So he sent another list again, or what? I don't understand. Tinubu, Senate President Godswill Akpabio announced this on Friday while reading a letter sent by the president during plenary on Friday. Reacting to his nomination in a tweet via his verified Twitter handle, Keyamo appreciated God for the appointment with a popular gospel song. He wrote, "He's a miracle working God." Okay, so now it is your turn to do what? To taunt people who are taunting you. This development comes hours after Keyamo was mocked on social media after his name was missing from the second batch of ministerial nominees. Who knows how much you pay to make sure that people do not criticize him? If not, this man will die of heart attack. It will be recalled that Akpamo and former Minister of Aviation Femi Fani-Kayode were actively one of the leading voices on Twitter during the 2023 presidential election that saw the emergence of Bola Tinubu as president. Following their missing names, some Nigerians besieged both the Twitter accounts of Keyamo and Kayode for query and mock their omission from the ministerial list. President Tinubu asked Senate for approval for military intervention in Niger. Nigeria's so-called president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is seeking support for Nigeria's military intervention in Niamey, Niger Republic. In the letter read at the plenary by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, the president demanded a total blockade of the sea and air roads to the country following the military coup. Recall that the military overthrew the democratically elected government in Niger Republic weeks ago. It also seized assets of all political exposed and senior persons of the government of Niger in the country based on ECOWAS resolution. Military action against Niger will be catastrophic, ACF tells President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The Arewa Consultative Forum, ACF, has warned against the military invasion on or of Niger Republic following the recent coup in the country. According to the forum, Nigeria and Niger have shared a long historical border joining families, farmlands, markets, cultural bonds, and also languages. Nigeria News report that the Secretary General of the forum, Murtala Aliyu, made this known in a statement on Thursday. The forum has asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, led ECOWAS heads of government, to reconsider the proposed military intervention in Niger. In the wake of the coup, all in the landlocked West African nation, the ACF commended the regional bodies on their stance against the military junta in Niger, but frowned at the consequences of a military action if such happened. The statement reads, the measures being contemplated should have taken into consideration the historical antecedents and the mutual interests of the two countries, and weigh the consequences of the use of force. While the Arewa Consultative Forum recognizes the ECOWAS position to bring pressure to bear on the coupists, nevertheless, the military option should be prerequisite for Nigeria and the ECOWAS. Continued efforts to enthrone a democracy in the region in the 21st century certainly not an adventure to be led by Nigeria, according to the ACF. Aliyu noted that Nigeria's democratic system has inspired many countries in ECOWAS to toe the same path, adding that a military interference against Niger negates the concept of democracy. It added, ECOWAS is a shining example of a functional regional economic cooperation on the continent which should be sustained. We believe the peaceful relations with our broader communities and stability of the entire region should be paramount. A military intervention might yield temporary solution, but the repercussions on Nigeria as a leader and the regional body would impact negatively on the future relations and a Herculean task to build. The ACF supports the position to restore democratic rule in Niger, but calls on the ECOWAS authority of heads of state and government under the able chairmanship of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to toe the path of dialogue and diplomacy, and certainly not force, in resolving the current impasse in Niger in the interest of peaceful coexistence with our brotherly neighbor and stability of the ECOWAS region, according to the group. Video: the way P2B handled President Tinubu Soludo shows he is an intelligent man. Pete Edochie reacts. Veteran Nollywood actor Peter Edochie has expressed his admiration for how the Labour Party presidential candidate P2B handles issues. Edochie stated that the Labour Party flag bearer has on several occasions shown that he is a very intelligent man. The veteran actor disclosed this during an interview with Chude Jidowo. He pointed out how Obi refused to make an enemy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Instead, similarly pointed out that he was challenging the process that brought him into power and not his person. He also recalled how the former Anambra governor reacted when the incumbent governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo, called him out. Well, the last but not the least, Niger coup leaders withdraw ambassadors to Nigeria and 3 other countries. The military junta in Niger, led by General Abdurrahman Tichani, has announced the end of mandates of ambassadors to 4 countries. Niger News reports the spokesperson or spokesman of the military junta said this in a statement read on the country's national television. The coup leader said the mandate of the Nigerian ambassador to France, Nigerian ambassador to France, Nigeria, Togo, and the United States have been terminated. He said the functions of the extraordinary and plenipotentiary ambassadors of the Republic of Niger to France, Nigeria, Togo, and the United States, they do what? They have terminated the contract. Also, the Niger junta said it was scrapping military pacts made between Niamey and France following last week's coup. He said, faced with France's careless attitude and its reactions to the situation, the National Council for the Safeguard of the Homeland decided to scrap the cooperation agreement in the field of security and defense with the state. So my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, now here we go take back our kaya and I go we want go so. In case you never subscribe to my channel, please try to subscribe, like, comment, most especially and of them all. Share this message so that we get to every news and crannies of our dear nation and other African countries. So my wonderful people, we're gonna enjoy on a Saturday. Until you hear my voice again, I see the men Ukute Daily Talk speaking to you from my own abode. See you once again. Until you hear from me again. Bye bye for now and happy weekend to you all. Que mesiano.